Hey, it's Gothy, and I'm doing a hand-dyed floss tutorial. So here we have the floss we're going to dye. So I have some that are just the DMC blank, and some that are 3865. So there's a bit of a difference in the colours here. The blank is a much softer white, so they will turn out a little bit differently to the 3865s. So just to kind of show you, I've only done two myself so far. So I've done this one, which is like some blues, greens and purples. And I've done this one, which is like a multicolour rainbow one. So, yes. So what you're going to need are some white flosses. I'm just using the DMC ones. Rubber gloves, because this shit will dye your hands. A whole bunch of paper towel. A little spray bottle with water in it. I know it doesn't look like water, but that's because there was an old label on there and I can't get the sticky bits off. But that's just water. And your dyes. So these are the ones I use. These are Dynaflow dyes. These are by Jacquard. I found a pack of, how many is it? 6, 7, 8, 9. Because I got a pack of 9 for $20 off Fish Pond. On eBay they go for about $40 with shipping to Australia. So I was shopping around a bit and I found them on Fish Pond for $20, free shipping from the States. So I picked them up. And you get a whole heap of colours. You get golden yellow, bright orange, violet, magenta, turquoise, chartreuse, which is green basically, periwinkle, sun yellow, and scarlet. So those come in the Exciter pack from Jacquard, and I wish I'd kind of kept the packet now because, yeah. So I'm just going to put these back over here where they're sort of out of the way, and yes. So first things first, gloves on. Oh, and you'll also need something to heat set them as well. I just use a hairdryer because I don't have a heat gun, and you can do them in a normal clothes dryer. There is a method to do it with, like, where you've got to wrap it in something first, like I think dryer sheets or something, I'm not sure. I didn't really look into that method because my dryer is a piece of shit and doesn't actually work. So yeah, so glove up your hands because this will get all over your hands. So I'm gonna do the 3865 first. So we take the little papery bits off because we don't need those. You put it down, you kind of spread it out just a little bit. Then you take your water and we're just gonna spray it a little bit. And this is just to moisten it, and you gotta pat it to spread the moisture through. Yep. So it doesn't have to be wet, it doesn't have to be sopping or anything like that. It just has to be moist. Alright. So now that that's moist, and just, yeah, make sure there's not too much excess water sitting on there too. So that's moist. Now you pick your colours. I'm going to do, let's do green. No surprises there, I guess. Make sure that's kind of centered. I'm just going to make sure that's focused before I start. There we go, okay. So, once this starts you can't really touch anything else. So let's turn my music up a bit. So what you do is just, you put a few drops wherever you want it to be. You don't want to go too overboard because this is when you pat it through. And again, you're just doing it to spread the dye through. You know, it also pushes any spots where there's like dye that's too dark. You can, it's good because you can like spread the dye through and try and make it as even as possible. Get all those little white spots. You know, and if you need to, you can put a couple more drops on there. No big deal. So as you can see, this is a fairly light green. I haven't looked into whether there are other colours I can get apart from these ones yet. It's been on my to-do list, so. Yeah, and like it'll dye your gloves, so. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, and I mean, if you're really worried about your gloves, you can have different gloves for different colours, but just wear gloves because it will stain your fingers. And I might go, let's go orange, yeah. So what I forgot to do with the green is to shake it up a bit. So just shake it before you use it. Yeah, so I'm going to go with an orange. Again, you just kind of drop it into where you want it to go. A little bit too much in that spot. And that's why I like these ones, is because they are fairly controlled. You can get a drop out very easily, which is one of the things I was worried about if I went with a different type of dye. You know, and especially if I tried to go with like something like a Rit dye or something, you have to mix up yourself, and then you have to use it all up in the one go because you can't keep it. And it just seemed like a lot of work and a lot of money for something that's just not going to last. Yeah. So again, you just tap in it. You got to put a little bit of pressure into it, and I mean, you can turn it over and suss out what's going on the other side too. So put a little bit more orange. That one's the orange. Just because I didn't quite put enough. I mean, it comes out more of a red, but it does actually come up as a really nice orange once it's set. Because this is while it's still wet, we still need to heat set it. So, and we just keep doing this. We get it right in there. So this one's going to be a little bit muddy in the middle there, but that's alright, I don't mind that. You know, and as you can see, yeah, there's not too much on the board. That's the other thing, is you've got to have something to pat onto that you're not really fussed off. This is just like I just use an old Tupperware lid because I don't really have much else. Yeah, and I might go with violet, which is purple, basically. And again, just shake it up, and throw some on here. It's very easy just to get a single drop out. That's why I like these ones. So this is going to be more purple than anything, because I misjudged the thing. Oops. I did it again. So yeah, that will happen sometimes, and all you have to do is just, yeah. Pat, 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 pat. That's all good. I mean, the other option is to just do it like that too. If you've got like little bits that just aren't mixing properly, and you can rub it rather than tap it. or do a combination. But there we go. That looks like I've got most of the spots. Yep. Okay. So now that's done, this is where it gets really loud. And I'm going to apologise beforehand, but we're going to heat set it. Now the downside to doing this with a hairdryer is that even on the lowest setting, it's a pain in the ass and it will go everywhere. So it will be knotted and it is a pain in the ass. So I just use the lowest setting on the hairdryer. That's what happens. It is a bit of a pain in the arse using a hairdryer. Like that, for example. Okay, so now we have a very nicely tangled mess of thread. So that's the only downside to doing it with a hairdryer. So yeah, that's, I can't really show you, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just fix the angle there. But I'm going to do a couple more as well. I'm just going to speed it up and stuff, and just show you some other ideas that I've been playing around with doing this as well. So yeah, that's it. And the reason I was putting it to my wrist is because with gloved hands you can't tell if it's still wet. So in that way, yep, no, it's dry, all good. So I'm going to put that in my little hand-dyed floss box, and I will untangle and wind that later. Don't really want to deal with that right now. So now I'm going to do some more for you.